Hi everyone, welcome back to Ethereum Update. I'm Bob Chow. It's great to see you guys again. Today I'm going to answer another question that was presented by World Peacemaker 2000. And this was a really good question. Is it worth it to invest in Bitcoin Cash and move it from Bitcoin? At least some coins, since Bitcoin Cash is rising. And you know what? He asked this 2 days ago. And as you guys know, between 2 days ago and now, Bitcoin Cash rose really dramatically, okay? And Bitcoin itself, dropped to, I think about, let me see, it dropped to about $5,600, and now it's kind of rallied back up. Whereas Bitcoin Cash, between the time he asked the question and now, it went from about $1,300, spiked up to $2,500, and now has dropped back down to like $1,500 or so. Okay, so to answer World Peace's question, I'm going to give the answer I would have given 2 days ago, and I'm going to give the answer I give now if he were to ask me right now if it's worth it to make the exchange from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash. And my answer in both cases is the same. It is not worth it to exchange your Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash in order to try to take advantage of this run-up. In this particular example, as you can see, the run-up between about $1,500 of Bitcoin Cash to $2,500 per Bitcoin Cash. This occurred in a really short amount of time, so it would have been really difficult to take advantage of this run-up. And for me, in my time zone, this run-up between $1,500 to $2,500 back to $1,500, it occurred in about 3 hours, like basically in the middle of the night. So, I think it would have been really difficult to sell at like the 2,500 level, basically. Taking advantage of these flips between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, I think is really tough. Also, you start to develop bad habits, I think, because you start to think that you're smart enough to make these types of risky flips where you try to get out of Bitcoin and then get back in at the right time. Because even if it worked out this time for you, and I hope you made money in the Bitcoin Cash rally, but let's say even if you made money and you did everything perfectly, where you sold Bitcoin Cash at $2,500 and then converted that USD back into Bitcoin. Let's say you did everything perfectly and you made a lot of money. I think that win can still be considered maybe a loss in the long term, because you start to develop bad habits, and then the next time this type of situation comes around where you're considering jumping out of Bitcoin into something else and then jumping back into Bitcoin, maybe next time it won't work out so well. For instance, imagine 2 days ago if you had sold your Bitcoin, bought Bitcoin Cash, and then let's say Bitcoin Cash dropped 10% and then Bitcoin had risen 20%. Now you're in that really awkward position of saying, oh my gosh, do I just try to jump back onto the Bitcoin train? And let's say you don't. And let's say you never jump back onto the Bitcoin train. The Bitcoin train goes up long term, just as we had predicted from the very beginning. Then I think you'd really be kicking yourself, because you had the original plan correct, but due to just a momentary lapse or a momentary greedy moment, you try to jump out of Bitcoin, then try to jump back on the train, and then you miss the train when you try to jump back on the train. So sometimes it's better just to keep things simple and just to ride the Bitcoin train. I'm going to hold on to Bitcoin, the normal Bitcoin, BTC, and I'm going to just try to ride this train just like I said in the very beginning, okay? If you check back in my previous videos, I said I was going to buy these Bitcoin and hold them for like 15 years, okay? Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, okay? I can live with that. I don't think I could live with being right in my plan, jumping off the Bitcoin train, not jumping back on, and then seeing Bitcoin rise and me not taking advantage of that rise, okay? So I'm okay with maybe being wrong in my original thesis, but I would hate to screw things up due to clumsy execution of a trade. Okay, I guess that's my point. So, to answer your question, I would hold on to my Bitcoin. Just hold on to it, okay? That's what I would do. And as I said, this is not investment advice. This is my own personal opinion. I suggest you hold on to your Bitcoin. Just hold on to it for dear life for 5 years, and then let's see what happens, okay? If you have extra funds, aside from the current Bitcoin you're owning, and you think that Bitcoin Cash is worth a buy, then maybe it is worth a buy, okay, with your extra cash. I'll tell you that I myself bought some Bitcoin Cash with some extra funds that I had aside from my Bitcoin. So, you have your core holdings of Bitcoin. Maybe you've got some core holdings of Ethereum, XRP, whatever you have. Just hold on to those core holdings. Any extra funds you have that you want to throw into Bitcoin Cash, that's great. But please try to hold on to that. Hold on to those core holdings. Hold on to the original ideas that you had. Don't give up on the commitment that you made to yourself a long time ago about holding on to, certain core holdings for the long term. Okay, guys? That would be my advice 2 days ago and my advice today. And, I'm holding on for the long term. I hope that you are as well. And I hope that whatever happened, you made out okay. And hopefully maybe you bought some Bitcoin Cash with some extra holdings. Or maybe you did do a successful flip between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Whatever the case may be, I hope things are great for you guys. But as I said before, my approach is holding it for the long term, okay, guys? Hold on to your Bitcoin. Don't let people shake you out. Don't be a weak hand that gets shaken out, when the ride gets bumpy, okay, guys? All right, guys. If you found this video to be motivational, hopefully, or helpful, please feel free to comment. If you think that this advice is kind of stupid and bad, please comment, and I'll try to address you guys. I read every comment. If you found this video to be helpful, please like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.